Oseo to my Indians, Salam Alaikum to my Muslims, Shalom to the Hebrew Israelites. Peace, hello, how you doing to everybody else, you hear me? We gonna try this again, because I don't know what just happened, but my video just shut down. um, but we gonna keep it moving, you hear me? We ain't gonna let the distraction distract us. Um, Stillness, abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. Stillness, abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness to the cosmic, conscious family, and soul tribe. I hope everybody radiating, vibrating, emanating, being the highest demonstration of oneself at this moment. You hear me? Wow. This message that I'm gonna share today, it been sitting here on this table. I've been received a download, and for whatever reason, I just been overlooking it, you know. And I know the reason that I've been overlooking it, but for whatever reason I've been overlooking it. You hear me? You know, it's one of those things where you don't know why, yet you know why. You hear me? But it's of a sensitive nature. And since my vulnerability is my strength, you hear me? I'm gonna present what was put on my heart. You heard? But other than that, I hope everybody feeling good in this moment, in this right now. You know, it's one of those late night sessions. You hear me? But in that tug of war that I just described, in that wrestle that I was having in myself about what I'm gonna speak to, I was reminded of something one of my brothers said to me. You hear me? I'm not here to fit in to this world that we living in. I'm here to shake it up. And I think I've been doing an excellent job of that, especially in the way that I make us or I provoke us. I won't say, because I can't make us do nothing, you hear me? But the way I provoke us, you know, to look at ourselves when it comes to shadow work, self-improvement, so forth and so on. You hear me? In the way that I do it, and through the things that I present, that in most cases, if you ain't found it nowhere else, you ain't gonna find it nowhere else, cause it be surface, you know. And I go in layers. I go in layers that most ain't willing to go, because to go in the layers that I go to, it put the representative in positions to have to reveal themselves more than they may want to. So in order to do what I do, you know, for any of those who want to do what I do, and the way that I do it, as I do it, I be put in positions where I have to reveal myself, maybe a little bit more than I may intend. But I don't have no problem with that, because I don't have nothing to hide. You know, as some have heard me say before, my vulnerability is my strength. You hear me? And in order to put yourself out there, so to speak, you know, requires a certain level of vulnerability, you know. But as one of my brothers reminded me, I ain't here to fit in the world, fit into this world. I'm here to shake it. You hear me? So we gonna proceed. You know, as a child, I used to feel everything way before I knew what an empath was. And not only did I feel things, I saw things, you know, non-physical, way before I knew what spirituality was, or what spirituality would be to me, and how it would shape not only my life, but me as a person. You know, I ain't always comprehended. And a lot of times, based on what I shared with the world around me, or the people in the world around me, you know, I thought I was crazy, you know. At least that's what I was told, you know. But it came times where I thought I was crazy myself. And over time, I learned to accept it. Over time, I learned to adapt to it. Over time, I learned to adjust to it. And the more I embraced it, to know I wasn't crazy at all, you know, the more I was able to accept it. But it's the introverts that's usually called crazy, weird, strange, misunderstood, the black sheep, the outcast, so forth and so on. But over time, crazy is definitely not a label that fit me. You hear me? And I'm probably talking to some of y'all out there. Matter of fact, I know I am. You hear me? That had them same labels put on you. But crazy is definitely not a label that fits Saul. And that's why not only do I say, but I know that the life of an empath is not an easy life to live. You hear me? But living the life of an empath allowed me to be authentically me. And what does it mean to be authentic to you in a world where everybody or most people doing what most people doing, most people acting how most people acting, most people saying what most people saying, even if it's to the detriment of their own soul or their own spirit or their own originality? What does authentic mean to you? You know, because for me, authenticity is about being true to self and the ability to express the unique qualities of oneself, not only in private, but openly, you know, in the public, regardless of the critics, regardless of the opinions of others, you know, regardless of the remarks of others, so forth and so on, you know. And like I said, I don't know why I was led to share what I'm going to say today, but at the same time I do, you know, or who it's meant for, or it's meant to. But I do know it didn't come up within me for me to keep it to myself. You hear me? And since my intuition is my ability to feel my feelings and listen, you know, and not only listen but be obedient to what my intuition is telling me through my feelings, you know, it's for whoever need to hear. You hear me? And I say that because as spiritual beings having a human experience, we've been through a lot of things. We've seen a lot of things. We've said a lot of things. We've felt a lot of things. Some more than others, you know. But we've seen a lot of things, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, done a lot of things, good, bad, or indifferent. Some more than others. You hear me? But I ain't never seen a time where the world is so full of desensitized people. You know, I don't know if it's because I had my own share of desensitivity or desensitization, you know, to get through, you know, by my own experiences, or if it's because I had to desensitize myself once upon a time according to the life I once lived. You hear me? That had me desensitized in the first place, according to what came with it, you know, and where I came from. But I knew it wasn't always, but I knew it was always against the nature of who I was within myself, who I was meant to be, who I was sent here to be. I knew that. I knew that much. I always knew it that wasn't me. You hear me? And I knew I wasn't here to live a life being numb, because it's just not who I am. I feel too much, you know. But I've been in that place, you know. I've been in that space, and I know what that is. You hear me? But in that realization, I knew if I was gonna live life to the fullest, I had to feel. I had to feel. And if you're gonna live life to the fullest, you're gonna have to feel. You hear me? Not only would I have to feel, but I would have to feel everything that life would allow me to experience in order to feel myself. That's the part I hope y'all catch. You know, not only would I have to feel, but I had to feel whatever life would allow me to experience in order to feel myself, in order to feel others, in order to relate to others as they relate to themselves, in order to feel the life that I was living. You don't listen, you're going to miss it to the fullest. You hear me? And today, I'm able to be proud of that. I'm able to take pride in that, you know. Now, as I said earlier, I don't know why I was led to share that, but I hope you know, whoever you are, wherever you at, that's meant to hear it, that you hear it. You hear me? Feel your feelings. You have them for a reason. I repeat, feel your feelings. You have them for a reason. And contrary to popular belief, you know, those that can't feel or say they don't have feelings, they be the ones who hurt the most. But they'll never let you know that. That's why in this world there were parents, you know, or it's you got to be able to see beyond the illusion, you know. It actually made me think about Cat Williams talking about niggas wake up mad at breakfast, nigga, you know, and it's something wrong. It's something wrong with that. Nobody should be mad that early in the morning. You hear me? Unless you don't carry in your next day the same nonsense that was going on in your previous day. That's the only reason you gonna wake up mad in the morning. If we carry tomorrow, if we had a bad day today and we carry that into tomorrow, that's the only reason you're gonna be mad. Otherwise, every day is a day, you know, to be happy. You hear me? And we got plenty to be happy for. All we gotta do is look in ourselves and find it. You know, we ain't always gotta look around us to find something to be happy for. You can go right inside yourself and find something to be happy for and be grateful for it while you at it. You hear me? But feel your feelings. You have them for a reason. And like I say, contrary to popular belief, you know, it's those that can't feel or say they don't have feelings who be the ones that's hurting the most. You heard? And you don't want to be one of them people. I've been one of them people before, and there ain't no place to be. That's a dark place. You hear me? But at the same time, that's why the world in such need of healing. You hear me? That's why the world in such need of healing, because of the people in it that make up the world, that make up what we call the world. You heard? I ain't come to stay long, but I came to drop a strong one on us. And I ain't gonna go no further than that. It's already late. It's after 12. I was supposed to do this at 11, but like I said in the video that cut off, I got caught up looking for a hat. That when I found it, it ain't even matched the color blue on my shirt. So I wasted. I won't necessarily say I wasted 40 minutes, but I used 40 minutes looking for a hat that was of no use by the time I found it. You hear me? So as I'm presenting myself, this what it ended up being. You heard? But as I said, I ain't come to stay long. I came to just drop a strong message. You know, something that stick and stir the pot a little bit. You know, cause I ain't here to fit in the world. I'm here to shake it. You hear me? So in order to do that, you know, I gotta be willing to go into places that most people won't go, in the form of consciousness, in the form of spirituality, in the form of shadow work. You know, because we heard it all before. I heard it all before. Conscious this, unwoke that. You hear me? And we ain't seen nothing different. We ain't heard nothing different than what we've been seeing and hearing. You hear me? So I'm gonna serve my purpose, and remember, family, you don't have to be great to get started. but you gotta get started to be great. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Feel good for no reason at all. Stillness, abundance, loving, light, health, and wholeness to the cosmic consciousness, family, and soul tribe. Command change over your life. You hear me? Choose to be happy. Choose to be happy this day. Whenever you see this, choose to be happy this day and carry that. You hear me? Yeah, so forth and so on. Thanks for the like, shares, comments, subscribes, love offers, purchases, whatever. You hear me? My information in the description. And until we do it again, I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. I love y'all, family. Peace.